Welcome to Howie's Kitchen. Today I'm bringing you a healthy and flavorful pasta dish. We're gonna do turkey bolognese over fettuccine. Let's get to it. Before we begin, fill a large pot with water and put it on a burner on high on your stove, and let's get that up to boil so we can cook the pasta. Let's get a large pan over medium heat, and we're gonna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now that we got our olive oil heated up in the pan, we're gonna go ahead and add 1 whole diced yellow onion. Let me add here that I'm doubling the recipe tonight. We're taking half this over to my in-laws for them for food. So I'll give you guys the original amounts in the recipe and I'll write that up in the description. We got 1 whole yellow onion diced, and then I got 1 carrot grated. And we're gonna season this with a little bit of salt, and we'll let this cook for about 6-7 minutes or so, just till they start to soften up a little bit. You're gonna wanna stir this occasionally, so maybe every couple minutes come back, check on it. We've been cooking about another 7 minutes or so. You can see here the onions and the carrots have started to soften up a little bit. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add about 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic, and we'll get that mixed in here thoroughly. We just want this to cook for about another minute or so. Keep stirring. Now that we got our garlic incorporated, we're gonna add a pound of ground turkey. And you wanna make sure to break this up really well. And we're gonna add our seasonings here. We got a mixture of teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of smoked paprika, half teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. We got a 1/4 teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper, and we got a 1/4 teaspoon of dried oregano. So we're gonna let this cook about 7 to 10 minutes or so. You wanna make sure you get this meat thoroughly browned so there's no pink left. We'll come back and we'll stir it every couple minutes. You also wanna keep an eye on your water here. So once the water starts to boil, go ahead and add your pasta, cook to package directions. Now that our meat's been browned, we're gonna add a tablespoon of tomato paste, and we're gonna mix this in thoroughly. Now that we've got our tomato paste well incorporated, we're gonna add a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and then let's stir that in, make sure that's well mixed. Now we're gonna add half teaspoon of salt, and we're gonna add 1/4 cup of fresh chopped parsley, and let's get that mixed together thoroughly. Now that we got everything mixed together, let's go ahead and set our timer for 15 minutes. All right, I've had this going about 7 minutes or so. This is where I'm gonna come in and just take a taste. And you wanna adjust your seasoning. So to me, it needs just a touch more salt. So I'm gonna mix this in and then we'll let it finish cooking. All right, so now that we got our water boiling, we could go ahead and drop our pasta in here. And you wanna cook this just to package directions. In this case, for me, 10 minutes. Once it's done cooking, and before you serve, you wanna add a 1/4 cup of freshly ground Parmesan cheese, or Pecorino Romano. We go back and forth, and get that stirred in. All right, there you have it, turkey bolognese. Now that our pasta's done, we're gonna go ahead and get this all plated. I'm gonna garnish this with a little bit of grated Parmesan, and we'll top it off with some fresh chopped Italian parsley. And there you have it, turkey bolognese over fettuccine. Enjoy.